Supply chain management is one of the most sought after specialization in business schools nowadays. By studying this, one can learn how to handle industry challenges and trends, be it dealing with day-to-day product flows or dealing with an unexpected crisis situation. So today, I will give you an overview of what a supply chain is, along with few more nitty-gritties on the same. Let's begin. A supply chain includes all activities and information flows necessary for the transformation of goods from raw material to the point when the product is finally consumed. Thus, it typically involves distribution of the product from the supplier to the manufacturer to the retailer and finally to the end consumer. Each link in the supply chain, that is the supplier, the manufacturer or the retailer or the consumer, is known as a node. In this context, two very important terminologies that we need to know about is that of upstream and downstream supply chain. Let's learn about them. We'll begin with understanding what upstream supply chain is. It refers to the transactions between the business and its suppliers of raw material. It is crucial for a business to manage its supplier relations through successful partnership, collaboration to satisfy the requirements of their end market. Coming to what downstream supply chain is. It refers to the transactions between the business and its consumers. The downstream supply chain is made up of the distributors, the retailers, and the final consumers. For a seamless downstream supply chain, the business needs to do a comprehensive consumer behavior analysis. This is an illustration of a supply chain that will help you link theory to practical. I have given the example of a simplified supply chain for a steel manufacturer. The supply chain starts with the supplier of raw materials required in a steel plant, such as limestone, fuel, iron ore, coal, and few more. The suppliers supply these to the steel manufacturer, who in turn manufactures products such as steel plates, ingots, slabs, bars, rails, and so on, and sells it to its customers through its distributor network. The steel manufacturer's upstream supply chain thus includes the supplier of raw materials, while its downstream supply chain includes the distributors and its final consumers. Coming to the activities that are included in managing the supply chain, beginning with production planning. This is based on previous year's demand and the demand forecasted for the current period. Purchasing of raw materials required to fulfill the market demand. A lot of decisions on who could be the most cost-effective and trustworthy supplier or suppliers, the economic order quantity, and working capital management, and many others would be taken. Materials management. This includes warehousing, stock liquidity management, etc. The distribution activity, which is primarily working out the most preferred distribution network. Customer service, including after-sales service, and finally, forecasting for future demand, which again becomes the basis for the next production plan. Now, this is a perpetual cycle, and if you observe, All these activities are a part of the primary activities as explained in the Porter's value chain model. To know more about it, you could go through my video on how to analyze a business case in which I have explained this. All in all, the activities, if managed well by the business, would help give it an edge over its competitors. I will be coming up with detailed follow-up videos under supply chain management very soon. They would be on types of supply chain, upstream and downstream supply chain management, and e-procurement. Do subscribe to the channel to learn more on these and also about other management related topics. Here's to happy learning now and always.